Hello, I am Matt Ashcraft, and I serve as MCC's Dean of Research and Planning.
And I'm Brian Dilley, Political Science faculty and co-lead with Matt for our college-wide accreditation effort.
Mesa Community College is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, one of 6 regional accrediting bodies that are authorized by the federal government, who in turn authorize us to exist and operate as an institution of higher education. Some of the benefits of accreditation are that our students can have access to federal financial aid, and they can transfer credits between other institutions that are accredited. If we are not accredited, our students can't get financial aid or transfer their credits to other colleges and universities. So these are some of the big reasons why accreditation is important. We used to be on a program called PEAK, which stands for Program to Evaluate and Advance Quality, the primary purpose of which was to assure the public, students, and taxpayers that we are a quality institution.
The last time MCC underwent continuing accreditation under the PEAK model was 2005. In the old model, 3 years prior to the HLC visit, the college began what was called a self-study. In that self-study, the college assembled people from all the units of the college to look at the criteria by which the college was evaluated. These people divided into committees, who then divided into subcommittees, and they wrote about how MCC meets that criteria and everything about MCC. It was an inward-looking document. That's why they called it a self-study. We then assembled all of that documentation and put it together in one room called the Resource Library. The Higher Learning Commission then sent a team to inspect the college to ensure that all the documentation was in order and to assure that we were who we said that we were. The visiting team went into the Resource Library and they would look through all the files and all of our financial documentation and just make sure everything was okay. At the end of the process, the self-study was made into a book. This book then sat on a shelf, which was not looked at until the next 10-year cycle, when we would go through that whole process again and make a new book.
Regional accreditation assures quality by verifying that an institution meets threshold standards and is engaged in continuous improvement. This is the language the HLC used when they talked to us about what the new model for accreditation would look like. This new model, called Pathways, has 2 primary components, assurance and improvement. They want accreditation to be more of a value add to the institution rather than a book that sits on a shelf for 10 years. Hence the major emphasis on improvement and de-emphasis on assurance. Because we've had such a long and good standing relationship with the HLC, they chose MCC to be a part of a group of colleges and universities helping to design this new process called Pathways.
Remember that assurance was the major focus of the old model. Now you see assurance in the new Pathways model is much less of a focus. They want us to spend less time telling the accrediting body and the public that we are a quality institution. Instead, what they want us to focus on is improvement, with a quality improvement initiative. The Commission's logic is that focusing on improvement will increase the value added of accreditation, so that is where most of the time and effort and energy should be spent.
This shift in focus can be seen in the instructions the HLC gives to institutions in the Open Pathways process. We wanted to show these instructions so that you will notice how often the term quality initiative appears versus how often the term assurance appears. With the old self-study model, the entire focus was on assurance. There wasn't a lot of value added to our institution other than telling all of our stakeholders, here's what we do, here's who we are, and hopefully receiving continued accreditation. This new focus on improvement adds value to accreditation for each institution.
Here at MCC, we've decided that our quality improvement initiative will be informed improvement. We've spent the last 2 years implementing informed improvement, and we will continue to focus on this quality improvement initiative. It's now time to also begin to focus on the assurance aspect of Pathways. We're currently conducting active learning sessions with key stakeholders across campus to generate awareness of, learning about, and engagement with the new criteria for accreditation.
Created using Powtoon.